Hey guys, KallTorak here. Today, I want to give you an update on my Bonestorm Pathfinder. This build is 100% endgame viable and a lot of fun. Before I dive in the overview, I want to say I have been streaming my Path of Exile adventure on Twitch. You can follow me at Kall_Torak. My next few builds will be an Ember Fusilier Deadeye, which I've already started leveling, followed by an Ultimate Reflect God Gemling build. If you are interested in these videos, please like and subscribe. I've gained over 1,000 subscribers since the launch of Path of Exile 2, and we're closing in on 10,000. Anyways, this was by far the smoothest and cheapest transition I've had for endgame. I was able to make my entire set of gear for less than 2 divines, and as you can see, it's handling level 16 waystones very well. My map clear speed is solid, as well as my boss kill times. A big shout out to Drashk. He is another Path of Exile content creator. He has a 4-part series where he played a variation of Bonestorm on Witch Hunter. I was able to learn quite a lot from his videos, which saved me a lot of gold and time. He does things a little different than me, and he pushes Bonestorm to the absolute limit. He was able to one-shot +4 Arbiter, so yeah, Bonestorm is pretty damn good. If you want to push this build to the absolute limit, I'll have a link to his channel down below. He uses weapon swapping to amp his damage with some insane jewels. That's not really what I want to do. I don't see me pushing this build much further. While this was a lot of fun, the endgame is too shallow for me to want to invest a lot of currency trying to clear +4 content on all of my builds. I try to clear every boss on +1 or +2 and then usually move on to the next build. To quickly recap the main mechanics here and what's changed. The massive AoE you are seeing on screen is caused by Snake Pit Pearl Ring. In our left ring slot, it causes all projectiles to fork. Combined with Split Shot and Trick Shot, you are able to make insane forks and chains. Even though the ring says you can't chain, it's still chaining off the ground. Not sure what the interaction is here, but it works. To get power charges, we are no longer using the chest from the last video. We are now using Bushwhack Boots. This makes all physical damage pin. Combined with Combat Frenzy, pinning will now grant us Frenzy charges. Add on Passive Resonance, and your Frenzy charges are now Endurance charges. Bonestorm will then consume these charges to explode. You are still able to get 30% speed Bushwhacks when corrupted, and they provide some extra evasion and dex, which works great for the build. I am running an Energy Shield Evasion hybrid that has increased my survivability greatly. One of the biggest problems I had early on in maps was with Breach. I wouldn't have enough time to get a Bonestorm off, would get stunned and then die. Evasion Hybrid has fully solved this problem. I feel incredibly safe at almost all times. With better optimization, you'll have a lot more energy shield than me, making you far more tanky. Part of the reason why we swapped off Bushwhack was for Moriar Invictus. Most of you are familiar with this chest by now, and it is very good. A lot of the versions of this can be incredibly expensive. However, the Global Defenses and Elemental Resistances version was cheap. I got it for 30 exalts and was able to vow it to a 5-socket. This chest with 5 increased energy and evasion shield runes is godly for this build. A massive majority of our defensives is now coming from our chest piece. Okay, so tips before we dive into the gear and stuff in case you missed the last video. Bonestorm goes where you point. It hits the ground there. So if you are struggling to hit stuff close to you, just aim close to you. As you can see here, it'll go far. As you can see here, it'll go short. So aim where you're pointing. The other new technique I've learned is a movement tech. I think it's a bug. We'll see if it gets patched out. I assume it will, but you can essentially like cancel the movement slow. So here I am just casting, and you can see how slow you move while you're channeling, right? But if you cast, release, and then cast again, you can go back to your original move speed, but capture the cast animation again before it lets go. So as you can see here, so there we go. See how I'm moving at max speed now? So if you master this technique, you are really zooming in maps. So it's just that you tap and then you let go and you click again, and then you just get insane move speed. I assume this is a bug and not intended, but if it ends up sticking around, then obviously every Bonestorm player will want to master and use this technique. Again, assume it's a bug. We'll see what happens. Okay, so talking about skill gems. Right now, my energy, my spirit is set on Ghost Dance, Grim Feast, and Combat Frenzy with Clarity. Mana is like the worst part of this build right now, so Clarity is required. And then your other 3, if you have more spirit, obviously you can put more stuff into it, but this is all you need for your spirit. You don't need any spirit on gear. Just get Combat Frenzy, Ghost Dance, and Grim Feast, and you are golden. You can use other abilities. There's a bunch of like weapon swap stuff. Obviously, you can use Flame Wall to boost your damage on Bonestorm. I am just trying to purely scale my damage off of only Bonestorm. I like doing like 1 spell builds, and yeah. But you can add a lot of stuff to this, but for me, I'm just using Bonestorm. I only have it in a 4-link. Right now, I'm using Considered Casting, Ricochet, Brutality, and Scattershot. Yeah, it just feels really good. If you had a higher level Bonestorm, you might have to swap. Like, if you decided to drop the Ricochet playstyle, or that gets Bug Fist, you can put you can put Inspiration here, or drop Considered Casting for Inspiration. But yeah, this is what's felt best for me based off my current gear. If you're more optimized, then with a 5-link and stuff, you can get more damage there. But yeah, the gym's super simple, right? Nothing crazy to see here. Onto the gear. Well, let's look at my stats real quick. As you can see here, my evasion is insane. My resistances are capped. We are running Chaos Inoculation. Energy Shield is 2400. This can get way higher. My Energy Shield gear is not good. This could get so much higher. Move speed's really good, though, 46%. So, yeah, and because we're running Chaos Inoculation, we don't care about Chaos Res, so I could have no Chaos Res on my gear and be even more optimized. Pretty solid. The important pieces here. So yeah, Snake Pit Pearl Ring. At least for the forks, if you decide to ditch the chain portion of it, or the chain portion of it that's like reflecting off the ground, it gets fixed, then, you can not do this portion of it. You ditch Ricochet and the chain stuff, but you would still use Snake Pick. The forks with the explosion are insane. It's so much extra damage, especially for mapping. Then from there, next most important is Bushwhack, Lizard Scale Boots. The physical damage pinning is how we're making the explosions from Bonestorm. You can get this corrupted for 29% move speed, which is great. Get this as high move speed as high as you can, and the evasion index helps a lot too. From there, it's Moriar's Invictus with the global defenses and elemental resistance rolls. This is like so much my resistances. If I take this chest piece off, look how much we lose. 1,000 energy shield, 20% evasion. My resistances drop more than half their percent. I mean, it is such a huge boost, and it's what makes this build so cheap, because we can be cheap on all of our other pieces. Obviously, none of these pieces are super maximized, so on my wand, I have spell damage, physical damage, and the physical spell skills. You can get more cast speed, you can get more crit damage bonus. This was a really cheap wand that I was able to get for 5 spell skills, though, and it is huge. And then in the focus, you can get way more energy shield, you can get more spell damage, and cast speed. I did try Widow Hail with Quiver builds, and I did try like getting like I had a really juiced Widow Hail, and I was using these nodes to essentially you can get like the plus 10 extra skill bonuses by combining Widow Hail with a Quiver. But what I found was you lose way too much spell damage. The spell damage, physical spell damage, the crit and cast speed you gain from your focus and wand outweighs the few additional spell skill ranks of Bonestorm from my testing. This was just it was a massive damage increase. I'm talking a massive one. We're talking like a 20,000 difference. So it was a big difference. Yeah, spell skill +3 on your neck as well. That's where most of our bonuses are coming from, obviously. Get crits, probably crit bonus on your gloves, crit bonus on and crit on your helmet. You can get rarity on your helmet, neck, and other ring slot. And then it's really just about maxing your evasion and energy shield. Like, look at this gear. This is like poorly optimized. I could have so much more energy shield, and I'm doing just fine. You could probably double my energy shield with ease. Let's look at the passive tree. So it's changed quite a bit since you guys last saw it. We head this way. We get the movement speed node here. Keep pathing through. Eventually get this movement speed node here. We need split shot for sure. Your choice on trick shot, I think it's worth it. If you have more attributes on your gear, you don't need these 3 nodes here, but I'm really low on dex, and I needed dex for combat potency, so I did take up proficiency. On our jewel sockets, the #1 most important slot is maximum energy shield. We do not get any of the juicy energy shield nodes in the witch sorcerer section. So yeah, as much it's huge. Every single jewel slot, prioritize maximum energy shield, then spell crit, and then probably spell damage. Then we come back down here. I get acceleration for the skill speed as well as movement speed. Heartbreaking and heart stopping for the int strength and crit stuff. Another jewel with maximum energy shield. Throat Seeker with its crit chance bonus and Careful Assassin with its crit hit chance are just a sick combination. This is just a super solid path to take. We do end up taking Chaos Inoculation. It means we don't have to do anything with Chaos Resistances. It's super awesome. Again, it's also it helps make the build cheaper. You don't have to worry about buying and trying to max out your Chaos Res. And it's just so easy to play with this, to be honest, once you have good enough gear. Tempered Mind, increased critical damage bonus, physical damage, and strength. Pathing down here, Spectral Ward, 1 maximum energy shield per 12 evasion rating on your body armor. We got a lot of evasion rating on this chest piece, so gets us a lot of energy shield. Pathing through here, I do take Stylebender. These 3 points are probably my most questionable 3 here. It gives us 25% physical damage and strength, which is okay, I guess. Plus these 2 extra 10%. But the armor break is useless. If you were to take these 3 points out, I would put them maybe down here. Get more crit damage bonus. And then the cooked, we're constantly flasked, so this is just always on you. So if you don't need these 3 points, maybe put them here. Or if you don't need these 3 points, there are more crit nodes you can take. Resonance, it's needed for our charges, since we're doing the boots now. Dex crit, int dex, int crits, damage bonus, and then of course more crit. Conservative casting. This is so important for Bonestorm. This spell costs so much mana, especially the higher rank you get it. Shimmering, just more move speed. Moment of Truth, more crit stuff. We do have a high crit chance, but because every shot has 20 attacks, well, at least one of them is not going to crit. So you essentially have this permanently. Just more crit bonus and more crit hit chance, so it's pretty good. Path through here, it's more crit hit chance with some increased damage. Increased attack speed, more dex int. Some more evasion and energy shield, and then more movement speed. Now I want to talk about our Anoint. Subterfuge Mask is insane. At one point I was like doing multiple paths through here to get it, but there's just so many. It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points to come get here. Versus anointing it. It's a fairly cheap anoint. And as you can see here, I don't even have a good helmet. I don't have bonus energy shield on this, right? This is only 236 energy shield. This could be another 100 energy shield at least, right? Let's look how much evasion rating it's giving me from this one anoint. We're now at 70%, 7,325 evasion rating. Take off that helmet. 5,342. So we're losing 2,000 evasion rating from this helmet. Plus the energy shield, which is almost another 1,000, actually another 1,000 energy shield basically, and all its other stats. So while this is just a super juiced energy shield helmet, like I say, you get it max increased energy shield and max bonus energy shield, that's already just like a juiced defensive layer. And because of this one anoint, it is giving you so much more evasion rating that this helmet is like as juicy as Moriar's in terms of its defensive ratings. And this is even a good rolled helmet. Okay, because I have 100 more energy shield. So yeah. Anoint Subterfuge Mask. Honestly, probably should have put this at the beginning of the video because this thing is Rididicong. Absolutely Rididicong. Lastly, for Ascendancies, to no surprise here, Relentless Pursuit. Just never get slowed. Skill speed for the faster Bonestorms. Running Assault, 30% less movement speed penalty, which is the main reason I went Bonestorm on Pathfinder. I just wanted to be able to move better while using it. And then the passive points, you get 6 passive points. I mean, look how much freedom and extra stuff we were able to get. Like, this tree is so awesome. And a lot of that, what made that possible is the 6 extra points. The increased flash charges are nice. At one point, I was trying to do like a flask-based thing where I was able to like maintain infinite flask by taking these nodes and stuff. Never felt worth it. But yeah, it's in an awesome spot. Have fun, you guys. It's really good. Really fun build. I am shocked at how well it has performed. I'm excited to move on, though. I'm really interested in the upcoming resonating shield changes. I hope they make it more viable on bossing. That would be huge for my Reflect and Thorns builds. Anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Apologies to Darth microtransaction, we once again ran out of time. Take care, boys. See you in the next one.